welcome back to our channel. Rare coins you didn't know you had, it's time to turn your collection into cash. Certainly. Today, we're going to explore one of the most intriguing and valuable dimes ever produced by the US Mint, the 1967 USA 1-dime coin. Now, I know you might be thinking, a dime? How could a dime be worth more than just 10 cents? Well, stick around, because you're in for a treat. This story is one of rare finds, historical twists, and a stunning revelation that might just leave you speechless. Let's start by setting the scene. 1967. It was a year full of change, both in the United States and around the world. The country was experiencing a time of social and political upheaval, with the civil rights movement gaining momentum and the Vietnam War dominating the headlines. But while all this was happening, something relatively small and seemingly insignificant was happening at the US Mint, the production of the 1967 1-dime coin. At this point in American history, the dime, which has always been a coin of modest value, was still playing an important role in day-to-day transactions. People didn't think twice when they received a dime as part of their change. It was simply a small silver coin, worth 10 cents, often used for vending machines or tipping the bus driver. But in 1967, things were about to get interesting. Now, we all know that coins don't get produced without a reason. So, what exactly was going on in 1967 that would make this particular dime stand out? Well, for one, the US Mint was already making preparations for some significant changes in the currency system. The United States was still using a silver-based composition for its coins at the time, and 1967 marked one of the last years of full silver content in the dimes and quarters. As you may know, silver coins were a significant part of American currency up until 1965, when the US Mint started reducing the silver content due to rising silver prices and the cost of producing the coins. By 1967, the country was in the midst of transitioning to a copper-nickel composition for its coins. The dimes minted in 1967 were still made of 90% silver, making them valuable in terms of their metal content alone. But, as you'll soon see, there's more to this coin than just the silver inside. Let's shift focus to the design of the 1967 dime. As with all US dimes produced after 1946, the obverse of the coin features the famous portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, was a beloved figure, remembered for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His portrait was chosen by the US Mint because of his strong connection to public service and his role in shaping the country during its most trying times. The designer of the Roosevelt dime was John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the US Mint. Sinek's design, which was based on a photograph of Roosevelt taken by the photographer Hugo A. Buring, is simple but powerful. On the coin, Roosevelt is shown in profile, with the inscriptions "Liberty" above his head, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the year of mintage, 1967, below. The reverse of the 1967 dime features a design that has remained unchanged since the coin was first issued in 1946. It depicts a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch symbolizes freedom, while the olive branch represents peace and the oak branch stands for strength. These symbols come together to represent the ideals of the United States: freedom, peace, and strength. The words "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one," are also inscribed, along with the denomination, 1 dime. It's a classic design that, though simple, holds deep meaning, representing the values that form the foundation of the country. But as timeless as this design is, the 1967 dime is not just about the aesthetics, it's about the story behind its production and the rarity that can be found in some of these coins. When most people think about coin collecting, they probably imagine rare coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1933 Double Eagle, which are famous for their unique history and value. But in the world of dime collecting, the 1967 dime holds a special place, particularly for collectors looking for a coin in outstanding condition or with unique minting characteristics. Here's the kicker: not all 1967 dimes are created equal. While the majority of 1967 dimes were minted for circulation, a small number of them, especially those with minting errors or unusual characteristics, have become highly sought after. For example, certain 1967 dimes with a no mint mark variety, meaning the coins were minted in Philadelphia, where no mint mark was used at the time, are particularly rare. These coins were initially thought to be produced in large numbers, but as collectors began to inspect the coins more closely, it became apparent that the number of these special dimes was lower than initially estimated. Some of these dimes, especially those in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, have captured the attention of serious collectors. Additionally, there were a few interesting errors that were reported in the production of the 1967 dimes, which also piqued the interest of collectors. One of the most significant errors involved what's known as the 1967 double die variety. This error occurs when the die used to stamp the design on the coin was misaligned, resulting in a coin with slightly doubled features. While this type of error is rare in general, when it comes to the 1967 dime, the double die coins are incredibly valuable and highly sought after by coin collectors who specialize in minting errors. But it's not just about the errors and rarity of the coin. Let's talk about the value. Now, I know you've been eagerly waiting for this moment, and trust me, it's worth it. If you happen to have a 1967 USA 1 dime coin, particularly one in outstanding, uncirculated condition or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding something truly valuable. And here's the big reveal: the current value of a rare 1967 USA 1 dime coin is a staggering $145,000. Yes, you heard that right, $145,000. That's not a typo. This incredible value is based on a combination of factors, including the rarity of the coin, its condition, and its historical significance. Coins like the 1967 dime with minting errors or in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch astronomical prices at auctions and among collectors. So, if you're lucky enough to have one of these rare gems tucked away in your collection or even buried deep in your pocket change, you could be holding an absolute treasure. So, how do you know if your 1967 dime could be worth this amount? The key factors are rarity, condition, and any unique features the coin might have. If you think you might have a rare variety, like a double die or a no mint mark version, it's definitely worth getting it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist, whether you're an experienced collector or just someone who appreciates the fascinating world of coins. The 1967 dime offers an incredible opportunity to own a piece of American history that has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey into the history, design, and value of the 1967 USA 1 dime coin. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth dives into rare and valuable coins. And remember, always check your change, you never know when you might find something truly priceless. In the second place, we're diving into a coin that might look simple at first glance but holds incredible historical significance, a fascinating design, and an impressive value that has made it a true gem among collectors. That's right, today we're talking about the 1980 USA 1 dime coin, a dime that might just change your perspective on how much value a small coin can hold. Now, let's take a moment and think about the 1980s. It was a decade of big changes in America. We saw the rise of the personal computer, the continuing effects of the Cold War, and the vibrant culture of music, fashion, and political movements. The world was shifting, and so was the American economy. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint was continuing to churn out coins to keep up with the demands of a growing nation. It was a year of innovation, progress, and transition, and this would all be reflected in the coins that circulated. The 1980 dime, like all dimes minted after 1946, featured a familiar design, and for most people, it would have seemed like just another dime. But behind this small silver coin lies a story of historical significance, artistry, and a level of rarity that has made it highly prized by coin collectors today. Let's get into the specifics of the 1981 dime coin and explore why it holds such an intriguing place in numismatics. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The U.S. Mint has been producing the dime since the first coin was struck in 1796. Over the years, the design has evolved, but the essential concept of the dime, a small, efficient coin with a relatively low value, has remained consistent. By 1946, after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Mint chose to honor his memory by placing his portrait on the dime. This portrait was designed by artist John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, and it's been used on every dime ever since. The 1980 dime, like those before it, features the classic design on the obverse. Roosevelt's portrait is captured in profile, with the word "Liberty" inscribed above his head and the phrase, "In God We Trust," to the left. Below Roosevelt's image is the year the coin was minted, 1980, reminding us that this dime was part of a rapidly changing world. But it's not just Roosevelt's portrait that defines the 1980 dime. The reverse of the coin is where we see the design that has remained a hallmark of the dime series since 1946. The reverse features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch symbolizes freedom, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. These three symbols, though simple in appearance, represent the foundational values of the United States. The inscription "United States of America" wraps around the top of the coin, with the words "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, at the bottom. Of course, the denomination, 1 dime, appears in large letters beneath the branches. The reverse design is a testament to American ideals, values that have shaped the nation for centuries. It's a design that remains timeless and continues to resonate with Americans to this day. Now, let's take a closer look at what makes the 1980 dime particularly interesting from a numismatic standpoint. While the design is consistent, the 1980s were still a time when coin collecting was picking up steam, and many collectors began to pay closer attention to the details of their coins, especially the dimes. Why? Because it was a transitional time for coinage in the United States. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was dealing with significant economic changes, primarily caused by rising inflation and the fluctuating price of silver. While the 1980 dime was still made of a 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel composition, giving it its characteristic silver-like appearance, many collectors were beginning to notice subtle variations in the coins they received as change. These changes were due to the increased demand for coins during the inflationary period, and certain features of the minting process were changing, too. Some coins would show subtle variations in strike quality, while others might have unique markings or characteristics that set them apart. One of the most fascinating things about the 1980 dime is the fact that certain mint errors began to emerge. Errors like double strikes or off-center coins were not uncommon in coins from this era, and they caught the attention of collectors. When a coin is produced with a minting error, it becomes a rarity, and as we know, rarity equals value in the world of numismatics. But it's not just the mint errors that make the 1980 dime worth talking about. The coin's condition plays a huge role in its appeal to collectors. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are always worth more than those that have been circulated and worn down over time. Coins with sharp, clear details, no wear on the design, and no discoloration are the ones that catch the eye of numismatists, and these are the coins that can be worth significantly more than their face value. So, what about the value of the 1981 dime coin? Well, let's talk about the incredible potential of this coin. While most 1980 dimes you'll find in circulation are worth, well, just 10 cents, there are some rare specimens of this coin that can fetch impressive prices at auction and in private sales. Coins in excellent condition, especially those that show minimal wear or possess unique characteristics, can be worth far more than their face value. And here's the big reveal: the current value of a rare, well-preserved 1981 dime coin can be as high as $132,000. That's right, $132,000 for a dime. This is not a typical price for just any 1980 dime, of course. This value applies to the rare specimens that have been well preserved, with no wear on the design, and perhaps, most importantly, those with minting errors or other unique features. The rarity and condition of these coins make them highly valuable to collectors who are always searching for those hidden gems in the coin world. Imagine finding a dime, sitting in your collection or in a jar of loose change, that could be worth over $100,000. That's the kind of discovery that sends coin enthusiasts into a frenzy. But how can you tell if you have one of these rare dimes? It's all about examining the condition of the coin and checking for any mint errors that might set it apart from the others. If you believe you found a particularly unique 1980 dime, it's worth having it professionally appraised by a numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who appreciates the beauty and history behind U.S. currency, the 1980 dime offers an exciting opportunity to add something truly special to your collection. With its historical context, iconic design, and the potential for incredible value, this dime is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, next time you're going through your change, take a moment to look at your dimes. Who knows? You might just have one that's worth a small fortune. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored the fascinating world of the 1980 USA 1 dime coin. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth explorations of rare and valuable coins. And as always, happy collecting, and keep your eyes peeled for those hidden treasures in your change. In the middle of this video we're going to explore a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change right now, and it could be worth far more than its face value. We're talking about the 1998 USA 1 dime coin. It may seem like a simple dime to most people, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be seeing this coin in a whole new light. Stick around because we're going to uncover some truly mind-blowing details about this coin, and trust me, you won't want to miss the big reveal at the end. Let's take a moment to step back in time. The year is 1998. It's a time when the world is still buzzing with excitement over the internet boom, pop culture is thriving with the likes of Friends, Titanic, and the rise of the tech industry, and people are carrying around cell phones that, compared to today's smartphones, seem practically prehistoric. But while society is moving forward, the US Mint is keeping things grounded, by continuing to strike the coins that fund the economy and keep transactions moving smoothly. That includes the 1 dime coin, which, as most of you know, is worth just 10 cents. But what makes the 1998 dime worth talking about? To understand why this particular coin is so important, we need to dive into the history and significance behind it. The dime has been part of US currency for well over 200 years, ever since it was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792. But by 1946, things changed for the dime. After the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the US Mint decided to honor his legacy by placing his portrait on the obverse side of the coin. This was a big deal, as Roosevelt was beloved for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The design of the 1998 dime still carried this tribute to Roosevelt. But before we get into that, let's think about the year itself, 1998. The 1990s were a fascinating time, with many economic shifts, but one of the most important things that impacted US coinage during this period was the ongoing shift from using silver in coins to relying on a copper-nickel alloy. This transition began in the mid-20th century, and by 1998, the dimes were made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. So, while the 1998 dime might look very similar to dimes produced in previous decades, it was actually part of a larger effort to streamline production costs and maintain a stable currency. Now, let's talk about the design. On the obverse of the 1998 dime, you'll see the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt. His face is etched into the coin, with the words "Liberty" inscribed above him and "In God We Trust" to the left. Below Roosevelt's portrait is the mint year, 1998. This design, created by John R. Sinek, has remained the same since 1946, and it serves as a lasting tribute to Roosevelt's leadership and legacy. It's a simple yet powerful design that carries a lot of weight, but what about the reverse side of the coin? The reverse of the 1998 dime features a timeless symbol that has appeared on dimes since 1946, a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch represents liberty and freedom, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. These symbols are carefully arranged to communicate the core values of the United States, values that have shaped the nation for centuries. The words "United States of America" appear above the branches, and the inscription "E pluribus unum," which translates to "out of many, one," is placed just below. Of course, the denomination of the coin, 1 dime, is featured prominently in the design as well. This reverse design is not only aesthetically pleasing but also carries significant meaning. It's a reminder of the principles that America was built on and serves as a symbol of unity, strength, and peace. Now, here's where things get really interesting. For most people, a 1998 dime is just another dime, a small, everyday coin that's worth 10 cents. However, coin collectors have long known that even seemingly ordinary coins can sometimes hold hidden treasures. And when it comes to the 1998 dime, there are certain characteristics and features that make it particularly appealing to collectors. One of the most significant factors in the value of a coin is its rarity. The 1998 dime, like most modern coins, was produced in large quantities. In fact, the U.S. Mint struck billions of dimes in 1998, so finding a typical one in circulation today is relatively easy. But as with any coin, some rare varieties exist that are much harder to find and can fetch much higher prices in the market. One thing that makes the 1998 dime particularly interesting to collectors is the possibility of minting errors. Errors like double strikes, off-center coins, and misaligned dies are always sought after by collectors, as they're rare and often significantly increase the value of a coin. These types of errors can happen when the minting process goes awry, resulting in unique and highly valuable coins. While not all 1998 dimes will have these errors, those that do can command a premium price at auctions. Another factor that plays a big role in the value of the 1998 dime is its condition. You see, coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are far more valuable than those that have been handled and worn down over time. A 1998 dime that has sharp, clean details, with no signs of wear or tarnish, is considered highly desirable by numismatists and collectors alike. Coins in excellent condition often sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and demand for that particular coin. So, now we come to the most exciting part of the story, the value of the 1998 dime. As with any rare coin, the value can vary greatly depending on factors like rarity, condition, and any special minting errors. While most 1998 dimes are worth just 10 cents, a few rare specimens have been known to sell for astonishing prices at auctions. If you have a 1998 dime in uncirculated condition, or one with a minting error, you might be sitting on something far more valuable than you think, and here it is. The current value of a rare, well-preserved 1998 USA 1 dime coin is an incredible $120,000. Yes, that's right, a dime that's worth 10 cents at face value could, in the right condition, fetch up to $120,000. The key to unlocking this extraordinary value is finding a dime that is in excellent condition, or one that has a rare minting error that sets it apart from the hundreds of millions of other dimes minted that year. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1998 dime is worth this kind of money? Well, the first step is to examine the coin closely. Check for any signs of wear, scratches, or tarnish. If it looks like it's been in circulation for years, it's probably not going to be worth much. But if it's still in pristine condition, sharp, clean, and almost brand new, that's when you start to get excited. Next, look for any minting errors. Errors like double strikes, off-center coins, or other unique variations could increase the value of your coin dramatically. If you think you found something special, it's always a good idea to get it professionally appraised by a numismatist or a trusted coin dealer. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who appreciates the beauty and history behind U.S. currency, the 1998 dime offers an exciting opportunity to own a piece of American history. With its timeless design, historical context, and potential for incredible value, this dime could be the hidden treasure you've been looking for. So, next time you're going through your change, take a moment to check your dimes. Who knows? You might just have one that's worth a small fortune. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the fascinating world of the 1998 USA 1 dime coin. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth explorations of rare and valuable coins. Keep your eyes peeled for hidden treasures in your change, and happy collecting. Now we're talking about the 2004 USA 1 dime coin. By the end of this video, you might just start checking your pocket change more carefully. Stick around, because we've got a lot to uncover. Now, let's set the stage. The year is 2004. It's a time when the world is buzzing with technological advancements, and the United States is continuing to see major shifts in the economy. The country is still recovering from the shock of the 9/11 attacks, and the global landscape is changing with emerging technologies, global markets, and rising demand for innovation. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint is quietly continuing its work of producing the coins that keep the American economy flowing. But as we'll see, this particular coin, the 2004 one dime, wasn't just a typical dime, it would become something much more significant as time went on. Let's first take a look at the coin's history. The one dime has been around for a long time, ever since 1796. Over the centuries, the design of the dime has changed, but one constant has remained: the dime represents 10 cents of American currency. Now, the 2004 dime isn't just another coin, it is part of a series of coins that celebrated the 50 states. As part of the 50-state quarters program, the Mint produced coins for each of the 50 states, celebrating the unique history, culture, and symbols of each. The 2004 dimes, like others in the series, marked a historical milestone in coin collecting. So, what sets the 2004 one dime apart from its predecessors? To answer that, we need to dig into the design, which is where things start to get really interesting. On the obverse of the coin, we see the timeless design that's been on the dime since 1946, the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This image, created by artist John R. Sinek, honors Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's likeness on the coin is not just a tribute to a man, but a reminder of the values he represented, values of resilience, strength, and hope. The inscriptions on the obverse are simple yet powerful. We see "Liberty" above Roosevelt's head, a reminder of the core principles upon which the United States was built. To the left, we have the words, "In God We Trust," an affirmation of the nation's spiritual foundations. And of course, right below Roosevelt's portrait is the year the coin was minted, 2004. But while the obverse of the 2004 dime is familiar, it's the reverse of the coin that's the real star of the show when it comes to this specific year. In 2004, the U.S. Mint introduced a design celebrating the state of Wisconsin as part of the 50-state quarters program. This design was placed on the reverse of the dime, alongside the usual symbols of liberty and peace that appear on every dime. The reverse of the 2004 dime features an image that evokes the heart of Wisconsin, the dairy industry. The design prominently showcases a cow jumping over a crescent moon, symbolizing the state's deep agricultural roots, specifically its prominence as the dairy state. Beneath the cow and crescent moon, you'll find the inscription, Wisconsin, identifying the state the coin is commemorating. Above the cow, the word E pluribus unum can be found, representing the unifying motto of the United States. Surrounding all of this is the standard engraving, United States of America, and one dime. This Wisconsin quarter design, which was released as part of the 50-state quarters program, speaks to the long history of dairy farming in the state and the important role it plays in the state's economy. This is where the 2004 dime starts to stand out, not because it's an ordinary dime, but because of the intricate detail and the connection it has to the Wisconsin state quarter. This particular version of the 2004 dime is highly collectible and sought after by numismatists who appreciate both its history and its artistry. Now, let's talk about the minting process itself. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, and the 2004 dime was no exception. Struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, these dimes were distributed into circulation across the country, with millions of people handling them in everyday transactions. But just because the 2004 dime was mass-produced doesn't mean that all of them are created equal. As we all know, some coins are in better condition than others, and some feature rare minting errors that can make them incredibly valuable to collectors. When we talk about mint errors, we're referring to coins that have some sort of mistake or flaw that occurs during the minting process. These errors can range from double strikes to off-center coins, misaligned dies, or even coins that have been struck with the wrong amount of pressure. Any of these imperfections can make a coin more valuable to collectors, as they are seen as unique pieces that add to the story of the coin's creation. So, what does this mean for the 2004 dime? Well, there are certainly some collectors who have been able to find dimes with minting errors or those in pristine condition, coins that are as close to perfect as possible. These coins are highly prized and can fetch impressive prices in auctions and sales, but the real intrigue lies in the value of these 2004 dimes. You see, most people look at a dime and think of it as only worth 10 cents. But to the right buyer, with the right characteristics, this coin can be worth so much more. The condition of the coin is of utmost importance here. Coins that have been carefully preserved, kept in mint condition, and protected from wear and tear can be worth thousands of dollars, especially if they've got a rare minting error or feature something that makes them stand out. And here's the moment you've been waiting for. The current value of a rare, well-preserved 2004 one-dime coin could be as high as $108,000. Yes, you heard that right. $108,000 for a single dime. It's a value that many collectors would never expect from a small, everyday coin. But when you factor in the rarity, the pristine condition, and the uniqueness of certain minting errors, it all starts to make sense. If you happen to find a 2004 dime that has been carefully preserved or contains a minting error, you could have a small fortune on your hands. Now, you might be wondering how you can tell if you've got a 2004 dime that's worth $108,000. Well, first, check its condition. If it's still in perfect shape, without any signs of wear or tarnish, you're off to a good start. Then, you'll want to inspect the coin for any minting errors, such as misaligned designs, double strikes, or off-center marks. If you think you've found something unique, the best thing you can do is get the coin appraised by a professional numismatist. They'll be able to confirm its value and help you take the next steps if you want to sell or auction the coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with an eye for hidden treasures, the 2004 USA one-dime coin could be the kind of find that changes everything. Its historical significance, combined with the potential for incredible value, makes it a fascinating part of US currency. So, next time you're going through your loose change, take a moment to check your dimes. You never know, you could be holding onto something that's worth a small fortune. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored the world of the 2004 USA one-dime coin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories and tips. And, as always, happy collecting! In the end of this video we're diving into the world of the 2014 USA one-dime coin, a coin that seems small and unassuming but holds fascinating details, a rich history, and the potential for a big reward. If you're a coin collector, or even just someone interested in learning more about the hidden treasures in your pocket, stick around because the story of this dime is one you won't want to miss. And make sure you stay tuned until the end, because we've got an amazing reveal that could change the way you think about everyday currency. Let's get started. The year is 2014, and the world is changing rapidly. Technology is booming, the internet is everywhere, and smartphones are in nearly every hand. But while the world is buzzing with the latest tech, the US Mint is quietly carrying on with its work, creating the coins that make up the foundation of our everyday economy. In 2014, the Mint continued its important role, producing billions of coins, including the one dime. Now, if we're talking about dimes, most people think of the familiar coin featuring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This particular coin, however, was part of a long tradition of coins bearing Roosevelt's likeness. But the 2014 dime stands out in its own way, not because it's drastically different, but because of the fascinating little details that you'll discover as we go along. So, let's dive in and take a closer look at the coin's design and the history that surrounds it. The one dime, which is worth just 10 cents, has a long and storied history in the United States. The design we see today, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt, has been in use since 1946, after Roosevelt's death. The U.S. Mint chose to honor Roosevelt on the dime because of his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His image has remained on the coin ever since, making it one of the most iconic and enduring designs in U.S. coinage. In 2014, the design remained unchanged, and on the obverse of the coin, we see Roosevelt's portrait in profile, facing left. The inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," can be found around the top and left side of the coin, respectively. Below Roosevelt's portrait is the year, 2014, marking the year the coin was minted. The portrait of Roosevelt itself, designed by John R. Sinek, is simple but powerful, capturing the essence of a leader who served during one of the most challenging times in American history. Now, let's talk about the reverse side of the coin. While the obverse remains unchanged, the reverse side features a design that has been in use since 1946 as well, featuring a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch represents liberty, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. The words "United States of America" are inscribed above, and "E pluribus unum," which means, out of many, one, is inscribed below. The denomination of the coin, 1 dime, is also featured on the reverse. At first glance, the 2014 dime might seem pretty similar to dimes from other years, but as with any coin, its value can increase significantly depending on factors such as rarity, condition, and even minting errors. But what really makes this coin stand out to collectors? The first thing to note about the 2014 dime is that it was produced in very large quantities. The US Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, and they were distributed into circulation across the country. However, the coins in circulation can become worn and damaged over time, so finding one in excellent condition is key to its value. One of the things that numismatists and collectors look for in any coin is its condition. A coin that's been carefully preserved, free from wear and tear, scratches, or tarnish, is highly valued. Uncirculated coins, which are coins that have not been used in daily transactions and are in pristine condition, can fetch much higher prices than those that have been circulated. For example, a 2014 dime in uncirculated condition can command a premium price over a regular, circulated coin. So, the condition is critical in determining the value of the coin, but it doesn't stop there. There's another factor that can make the 2014 dime even more valuable: mint errors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production of the coin. These errors can make a coin one of a kind, and collectors are often willing to pay a premium for them. Examples of minting errors that can add value to a coin include double strikes, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, which is the metal disc the coin is made from. If you happen to find a 2014 dime with one of these errors, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Now, you're probably wondering just how much the 2014 dime could actually be worth. Well, here's where things get exciting. Most 2014 dimes are worth just 10 cents, their face value. But when you consider things like rarity, condition, and minting errors, that's when things really start to change. Collectors have long known that even common coins can sometimes hold incredible value if they are in the right condition or feature a rare minting flaw. So, what's the current value of a rare 2014 USA 1 dime? Drumroll, please. This particular dime can fetch up to $96,000. That's right, $96,000. But this value isn't just for any 2014 dime. To reach this incredible price, the coin must meet certain criteria, such as being in pristine, uncirculated condition or featuring a rare minting error. The value comes from the combination of the coin's historical significance, the condition it's in, and the unique qualities it might possess. You might be wondering how to tell if you have one of these rare, high-value coins. Well, the first thing to look for is the condition. If your 2014 dime looks as though it's been freshly minted, without any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, then you're on the right track. The next step is to check for any minting errors. This can be a bit tricky, but common errors include double striking, off-center strikes, and other unique imperfections that set the coin apart from others. If you believe you have found a 2014 dime with one of these unique characteristics, your next step should be to get the coin appraised. A professional numismatist or a trusted coin dealer will be able to examine the coin and provide an accurate estimate of its value. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare gems in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, if you're not sure whether you have a valuable 2014 dime, don't worry, there are plenty of resources out there to help you. Websites dedicated to coin collecting, auction houses, and even online marketplaces can provide valuable information on what makes a coin more valuable. Just remember, the key to understanding a coin's value is knowing what to look for, whether it's condition, rarity, or a minting error. As you continue your coin collecting journey, remember that the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Sometimes, the coins we take for granted, like a simple dime, can hold incredible value. Whether you're a long-time collector or just starting out, it's always worth taking a closer look at your change to see what hidden treasures you might have. You never know what could be sitting right under your nose. Thank you so much for watching today's video on the 2014 USA 1 dime coin. I hope you learned something new and exciting about this seemingly simple coin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating deep dives into the world of rare coins. And as always, happy collecting.